do what? You cannot misrepresent. You cannot have a bias comparison. Okay, you cannot do that. All right. So number two, you cannot prevent the insured from stating the material facts. Okay, I'm going to give you one example. For example, you have a customer who wants to travel to Nepal or Tibet or Mongolia. As you all know, that area, the air is very thin and the oxygen level is very low up there. Okay, so if anybody who has difficulty in breathing, for example, they have asthma problem, so actually it's not advisable for them to go to these kind of places. However, if you have a customer and that customer have an underlying illness of asthma, and yet he still want to go there, so please, in this kind of information, this kind of situation, the material fact is that this particular person has asthma. So you must state this in the policy, in the proposal form, so that the underwriter can be aware of this. And if the underwriter accept it, meaning in the event that that person, while he traveled to the Himalayas and he suffer any breathing difficulties, any illness related to breathing difficulties, at least he already declared his material fact to the insurance company, and the insurance company have acknowledged it. And if that is the case, then the claim is payable. However, if in the event that he did not declare this material fact to us, the underwriter is not aware, and when he travel and he suffer breathing difficulty, and he may die, very serious thing. He may die as a result. So the insurance company may say that, oh, this person did not disclose the material fact to us. Okay, so this is very important. Material facts must be made known to the underwriter so that they can make a sound and correct judgment when accepting the risk. All right. Okay, this one, the item number 3 is you cannot induce a person affecting insurance to make a misrepresentation. Okay, I'm going to go back to the story of the imported 10-year-old machine just now. Okay, you cannot induce the person, meaning if your client, you know very well your client is buying a second-hand machine, so you cannot tell them, hey, actually it looks new. You just insure as new. You put as a new machine. That is wrong. That is very, very, very wrong. You should not do that. Okay, that is what it means. This is our code of practice. We must follow. Okay, continue. The next slide. Item number 4. The code of conduct. Premium and money collected. So basically, as an insurance agent, you remember what Lee Kuan said just now? When you collect premium, actually you are collect premium on our behalf. That money does not belong to you. So basically, the moment you collect, you must quickly remit to us. Okay, quickly remit to us. And especially if it is a cash before cover, you must do it immediately. And premium warranty, you must also do it immediately. Okay, don't keep that money. Okay, so like I say, like what Lee Kuan said just now, this is the money belongs to the insurance company, and you should not, you are just collecting on our behalf. And the moment you collect, please remit to us. Okay, so this is also a code of practice. And just now the cash before cover thing, later I'm going to share with you how serious it is if you were to breach. Next slide. Okay, thank you. Okay, just a revision. Please ensure that as far as possible, the policy proposed is suitable to the needs and resources of the prospective policy buyer. Meaning, if he needs a PA insurance, make sure that you recommend the PA insurance that is suitable for him. Okay, no point recommending something very high like the 3 million sum insured when you know very well that he has no means to purchase it. Okay, so basically this is what it means. All right. Speaking of proposal form, if you were to fill in a proposal on behalf of your client, okay, this is throughout my experience, I see many times the agent fill it in for their client. Okay, you can fill it in for your client, but it's better not to. Okay, try not to, and ask the client to fill it up themselves. Okay, now if there is a blank space, if it's not applicable, you just put down there NA, not applicable. All right. Don't leave the proposal form blank. It's very is wrong. Okay. So if the thing is not applicable, then you put not NA. If the thing is nil, no sum insured required, nil, you just put NIL, nil. So you don't leave it blank, the proposal form, okay? And then the customer must sign it and must agree to it, and always keep a copy. You must always keep a safe copy of this proposal form for your own file, and also you must keep it confidentially, okay? Like I said, the PDPA Act, okay? Then if, not yet.
I have a questions.
Yes.
Can I ask a question here?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. As just now you mentioned, the proposal form example, like maybe they are purchasing a PA policy or a health insurance, and some people they are not very well versed in completing the forms, and some like old people, old age people, not very educated, and how are they to complete? So they have to find someone to write it. It still is someone to do it on behalf. Meaning to say, if I mean just out of curiosity and questions here lah. And if that is the case, the agent cannot do it on behalf, means nobody can buy insurance already for those who are not good at handwriting or not very highly educated. Is there any way to solve this problem?
Thank you for your question. Actually, a lot of the time, I would say 90, I will not at 90 lah, maybe 80% of the time throughout my experience is that the agents fill it up for the client, and the client just sign on it. All right. Yes, a lot of times are like that. So whenever you do that, you must make sure that you must go through the question with them. They are agreeable to what they state down there. You cannot just pandai write on their behalf and ask them to sign. No.
Understood.
You must
that is the only yes.
Yes, you must go through with them. Make sure that every item is being answered. And if you have any material fact that you think will affect the insurance, for example, I mentioned about the asthma case just now. Please put it in the material fact. You must inform this material fact to the underwriter, because insurance is all about utmost good faith. We practice this doctrine. So if there is any information that is known to you or known to the client, please inform us so that we can make, like I said, let the underwriter make a right decision. If the underwriter agree to it and they charge a loading for it, at least you know that, okay, we are going to cover them, rather than you don't inform us, then something happened, then the claim disputed, saying that, oh, you have this underlying problem and you never mentioned to us. So that is because, for your information, I have a report from Ombudsman Service, Financial Service. Ombudsman Financial Service is actually a body by a semi-government body by the Bank Negara to address all the grouses from the customer whenever they have faced difficulty in claiming. So one of the one of the grouses, majority of them are because of their health condition. So that's why a lot of times when they already have health condition, only they buy a policy, or either they buy a PA or they buy a medical, and that is where the complication arise, and that's where every time whenever the doctor, let's say for example, let's say like if a person have done a medical checkup, so let's be very honest, if the medical checkup is not good, please declare this to the underwriter. The underwriter will review it, and if the underwriter accept it, then okay, fine, well, everybody happy. If the underwriter do not,
dia tak tahu mana. Ahina.
Okay, sorry. So basically, I hope that answer your question. So you can fill it on behalf, but let's say if the information is that is not applicable or not relevant, you just put NA. Don't leave it blank. That's what I mean.
Thank you.
All right?
Thank you. Got it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, at least it's not confused. Thanks.
Yes, and you must treat, like I said just now, treat all information completely confidential because it's under the PDPA Act. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Understood.
Thank you. Let's move on. Next. Thank you, Jackson. Okay. This is very serious also. As a professional agent, you should not make any incorrect, inaccurate, or unfair criticism of any other insurance. For example, you are representing generally. Thank you very much. That's good. But you cannot go around telling other people, telling your client that other insurance is no good. Okay, let's don't do that. All right. So this is very important. Item number 2. I received many complaints or many feedback from the clients that there is especially for those under formerly from AXA, we have this cancer cash policy, and also we have a medical policy. So when the medical card policy and the cancer cash policy was being sold, a lot of confusion by the client. The client thought that the cancer cash it's like a medical card that they pay for the cancer treatment. No, actually it's not. Cancer cash is a benefit policy, meaning if you were to if any of your client were to be diagnosed with a cancer certain stage and above, depending on the condition, so the company will just give you a lump sum payment. So basically, it's not a medical card per se. Medical card is if you have a diagnosis, then you see a doctor, you have an operation, then the medical card will trigger, medical card will pay for that. But for cancer cash, it's different. So basically, you must explain all these things carefully to your customer and make clear the differing characteristic of each policy. So in order for you to do that,
Ikut dia betul lah, dia boleh balik bang. Okey. Terus tinggal sana, sampai orang buat, dia boleh balik mas sekejap aja. Tinggal sana, malas sikit kan? Malas tak lama kan? Tak lama.
Thank you, Charles, for muting. Okay, so basically, coming back just now, the story. So, in a way, this will also prevent any confusion or any dispute during the claim. All right. So basically, always explain clearly what are the different characteristics. Okay. Prevent the perspective. Okay. You also cannot prevent the person from slating material fact. Okay. I mentioned this again. If you know the client knows, is aware. Let's say, for example, another one is a flood issue. So there were many incidents when I was in East Coast. There were many incidents when the customer, they want to purchase an insurance policy, and they know very well that in the heavy downpour they don't suffer flood. However, occasionally around 1 inch of water will seep in, around 1 inch only. So very little. But then again, as far as insurance is concerned, that 1 inch of water coming into your premises is already considered a flood. Okay, so basically, let's be very honest. If your area is flood-prone area, so please declare that. Even though if there's only 1 inch, please inform that to the underwriter as well. Okay, so basically that is what it means. Next. Okay, again, you should not make any misrepresentation. Okay, any misrepresentation is tantamount to cheating, and anything that is cheating or fraudulent, the policy will not take effect. The policy will be considered as null and void. Next. Okay, so this 5 item is that you must always identify the insurance company. Okay, so if you are operating from a shop lot, let's say, for example, you have a shop lot, you have our logo, our bunting, our poster, our signboard, then fine, everybody knows. The agent, your client would know that you're from generally. But if, let's say, if you work from home, you do not have any shop, you do not have any walk-in customer, you just work from home, then whenever you sell your policy, you must tell your client that the nearest office of generally is. Okay, let's say, for example, if you operate in near Bukit Mertajam area, just tell them that, okay, Bukit Mertajam branch is where. Let's say if you work from home. And if you do your business online, let's say, for example, you sell your policy online, which is okay. You can do that. But whenever you sell your policy online, let's say in your Facebook, you must always mention that you are an agent to Generali Malaysia. Okay, so basically, let's say your agency name is Syarikat ABC, so you just must mention that Syarikat ABC as an agent, the principal is generally Malaysia Sdn Bhd, General Malaysia Insurance Berhad. So basically, you must mention this because we as an insurance company, our name must be there. Okay, you are only as our marketing arm. All right. So basically, you must mention that. Now, item 2, you can get it by downloading or print out the PDS. For the PDS stand for a product disclosure sheet. Okay, so the product disclosure sheet will contain all the relevant information in a summary of that particular product, so that they make it easier for you to explain. All right. So because nobody reads, let's be honest, nobody reads the policy wording because it's too thick and it's too technical. But the product disclosure sheet is a good summary. At least your client is aware what is it. All right. So you can always have that. Is in our portal. You can just download it. Okay. Then this is very important. Draw extension to restriction and exclusion. I'm going to share one experience. Last time when I was doing sales, I remember visiting my agent's office, and suddenly there's one client coming in, and the client wants to buy an Auris policy, and the agent go and tell the client that Auris cover everything. Okay, so this is a very wrong statement. Of course, I cannot correct him there and then, but after the customer left, I informed him that actually Auris, there's a lot of exclusion. There are 20 exclusion and 16 conditions to comply with. If you don't comply with all these 20 exclusion and 16 conditions, that policy is not payable. Okay, so basically, this is what we're trying to say, is always tell the client if there's any exclusion in the policy. All right, so make sure that you advise your client properly. Now, if you cannot advise properly, always engage your MO or your branch manager to assist you. Okay, so this is what number item 4 is all about. Okay, then last but not least, number 5 is that you cannot put in additional charges to the premium. Okay, so whatever fee that you charge to your customer, let's say just now somebody asked about the runner's fee. Okay, actually the runner's fee, you cannot charge it into the premium. It's wrong. Okay, what you can do is, the premium is the premium, the runner's fee is has to be a separate item. You cannot load anything to the premium. The premium, moving forward, it will be by e-invoicing, and the e-invoicing premium, if I'm not wrong, is always on gross, only on gross amount. So let's say if you want to give discount also, you have to document it separately. You have to do your own invoicing to your customer in order to give discount. So basically, the e-invoicing will make it very difficult for anybody to tamper with the premium, and the premium is always gross, and the client look at the e-invoicing, the client have to pay in gross, because you know why? Because when we submit to the IRB, inland revenue is always on gross, and if let's say you need to give discount, you have to do your own e-invoicing to your customer. So it's going to change the landscape of giving discount already. All right, moving forward. Okay, next. Okay, disclosure of underwriting information. As you all know, insurance is all about utmost good faith, umbere fide. So make sure that all the proposal form, like I say, I'm going to repeat, make sure that it's accurately and fully filled. Fully meaning don't leave blank. Okay, if that thing is not applicable, just put NA. If there's no sum insured, just put NIL, nil. Okay, don't leave it blank. All right. Ensure that the consequences of non-disclosure and inadequacy are pointed out to the prospective policy and drawing attention to the relevant statement in the proposal form by explaining to them the prospective. Okay, meaning this number 2 is just basically saying that if you do not disclose honestly, you do not tell us your material fact, then your policy may have complication when it comes to a claim. All right. Make reasonable inquiries in regard to risk, bring the notice of the principal incident which may adversely affect the risk to be underwritten. Okay, so this is I mentioned this case just now regarding the flood. Let's say, for example, you know that every time heavy downpour, especially in Taiping area, always rain. So Taiping area, everyday rain, you make sure that your customer area are never experience flood. If they have experienced small flood or just a flash flood, or just, also you have to mention this to the underwriter, because these are all material facts. Like I say, 1 inch of water coming in also is material fact. Is also considered as flood. Next. Documentation. Okay, this is yesterday, like I say, somebody asked me what if they keep the documentation in their handphone. Actually, it's wrong. You should not. So never keep your client information or documentation in your handphone. You can your soft copy you can keep it in your laptop, but your hard copy is better that you keep in a log file or in a log cabinet. All right. So in the event, because documentation in insurance is very, very important, especially those private information. Like for example, your client's medical cert, or your client's uh, uh, what do you call it, the registration card, or their grant, or their contract, the CR contract that they have. So all these are private and personal information. You must protect it at all costs, and you must document it properly. Okay. Another thing about documentation is this: if your documentation are too old, above 7 years, actually it's already time barred. Okay. So any document that you still keep in your file, keep in your closet, or keep in your cabinet, or keep in your drawer, if you look at it, it's already time barred more than 7 years. Please destroy it. Destroy meaning you have to shred it. You have to really, really shred it. You cannot just throw it away, because if you throw it away, some third party will have access to that information. So better, especially people's IC, people's birth cert, people's marriage cert or whatever, don't ever throw away. Whenever you want to throw away, you make sure it's shredded if it's more than 7 years, because it's time barred. Okay, next. Okay, when it comes to claims, okay, when it comes to claim, the rule of thumb is that you must inform us within 3 working days. However, in the event of a loss, actually the time is very important. That the time is, I'm going to share with you one experience of mine when I was in East Coast. I have one customer who supplied, because East Coast, as you know, is a coastal area with a lot of fresh seafood. So one of my clients is actually transporting all the seafood to the restaurant, big seafood restaurant around that area within that town. So basically every day, every morning, they will just send their fresh fish and crabs and all that. So there's one time there's an accident. And as you know, when they transfer this kind of food stuff, it's always in the freezer, in order to preserve the food. So when the freezer got into an accident, chances are the refrigerator inside that lorry is spoiled. They cannot move. So the food inside there will rot and will be damaged, right? So basically, luckily on that day, they quickly inform us, and within half an hour, we can get a salvage. The adjuster managed to get another lorry, another truck with a refrigeration system to salvage all the goods, because they have a GIT also with us. So basically that saved the day, right? And the customer also, their restaurant customer also very happy, because there's only a half an hour delay to the delivery, but at least they got their fresh foods and all that. Because I remember during that particular day, there is a big wedding. There's a big wedding booked by one of the restaurants, so they need that fresh prawn and fresh fish, to be delivered to them on time. So basically, so in a nutshell, if your client have any accident or whatever, kindly inform you immediately, and you must inform us immediately. Don't delay. Okay, try not to delay. All right. Next. Okay, now let's do another brain exercise. Which is the correct statement? A, B, C, or D? Just now you have gone through the training. So what do you think? Is it A, B, C, or D? You can just type in. Which is the correct one? C, good. Next, any other? C, 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 C. Wow. See, Northern region people are all very good, very smart. Yes, let's see the answer. Thank you so much for your participation. Okay, the answer, if you answer is C, congratulations, you are right. Okay, you must take all precautions, reasonable precautions. Very good, very good, very good. I'm very happy that you all are participating. That means you all understand what I've said just. Okay, now we come to section section 3. Section 3 is about insurance and Takaful Service Professional Code. Okay, you're going to hear a lot of repetition. Okay, a lot of repetition, let's say from generally, general insurance and also the insurance and takaful industry. All there are a lot of repetition of what I've said just now, but never mind, we just go through it again so that you will be deeply embedded into you. Okay, come, let's go. Section 3. Okay, now it is under takaful industry. Okay, come, insurance and takaful industry. So basically, it's gonna be it's quite similar. It's quite similar with generally code of conduct. You have competence, you must have integrity, and you must have fairness dealing with in your business dealing every day. Okay, so basically, these are all universal values, and we all adhere to this. We just follow strictly on all these practice. Okay. Right, for item 1 just now, if, like I say, if you are new to the industry and you still feel that you lack certain knowledge or whatever, kindly involve your MO or your branch manager, okay, so that you can enhance your own knowledge and own proficiency in due time, right? Always do business honest and open, and must be responsible and embrace culture of fairness and transparency. Okay. Next, there are 3 principles. The following 3 principles are, okay, so you must always protect the confidentiality and sensitive information. Okay, always protect it. Objectivity, you must be very objective. You cannot be biased, or you cannot have any undue influence, or anything that can overrule your professional judgment. Okay, because all of us are professional here, we have to do our best. Last but not least, we must compliance with all the industry regulatory guidelines. Okay, as I mentioned just now, insurance, anything that's deemed illegal or fraudulent is not allowed in insurance. Okay, so basically anything unlawful or fraudulent or not in compliance with the regulatory, so all those are considered null and void. Next. Okay, you must always act in the interest of the customer. Okay, you must comply with the laws. You must keep all the information confidential, and then you must maintain market integrity. Okay, that's not compromise on integrity, and then always able to manage the conflict of interest. Okay, I'm going to touch a bit of management conflict of interest. Let's say, for example, let's say you are selling insurance as our agent. Okay, which is good. Thank you very much. Let's say at the same time, you also do some repair work for your customer. Let's say your relative has a workshop and you do some repair work. Okay, this is actually a conflict of interest, because you must make this known to us, because in the event of a claim, there will be a conflict of interest involved here. Okay, so basically, if you have any business that is remotely related to insurance, kindly inform us so that we will take note. If we allow you to repair, okay, let's say your brother-in-law owns a workshop and he needs to repair, okay, fine, you tell us in advance. If we approve it, then we approve it. Okay, so that in the subsequent claims or any accident, at least you can safely do the repair work. So this is what it means. Okay, any conflict of interest, if you deem to know, please inform us in advance. Or for example, let's say if you have a relative working for a competitor as a staff, okay, also you must inform us as well. Okay, your cousin is doing claims for, let's say, another company or something like that. Okay, so these are all in order for us to better manage conflict of interest. This is more applicable to our agent who are representing us as a single principal and also as a staff. Okay, let's say if I have let's say I have a relative working in the insurance as an insurance agent, I also must inform my company saying that, okay, my cousin is actually as an agent and working for is opening his own agency for generally. I must be very honest and upfront and tell my company accordingly. Okay, next. Okay, continue. So basically, it's again is a repetition of what under what generally code of conduct is. We have to be open and transparent. We operate our business in a responsible manner, and we acquire professional knowledge and skill. if possible. All right. So I'm gonna elaborate on this. Throughout my experience, I noticed that whenever I go out with my agent who has a AMI qualification. So because especially you meet your client for the first time, especially you are doing their factory or their, so you're gonna meet the director, the MD or their CEO. So when you present your name card and your name card has AMI, so the respect is there for you. I've seen it with my own eyes many times. Some of my agent who has a AMI qualification, whenever they go and meet all these big clients, the confidence level goes up. Okay, so and the client also is aware that okay, this particular agent is a very knowledgeable person because he has the MI qualification. So now I need to do some promotion a bit. Please, if you can, try to get your AMI examination, get it done so that you can have this qualification, your title for your name card. Okay, you can put your title in your name card, and there are around 30 plus subject inside there. 30 plus subject. I think you have to do 10. So if you were to select marine cargo or liability subject, these two subjects were co-written by me. So I was the co-author for these two subjects. So if you wish to get your AMI examination, I will encourage you to, and please take up marine cargo and liability because you can read my book. Okay, so okay, a bit of promotion there, but actually it's a good thing because like I say, if you want to have a good long career in this industry, it's always good to have a professional qualification. Last but not least is giving respect and fair treatment to everyone. Okay, so basically you have to treat everybody fairly and respect everybody in doing our business, in conducting our business. Okay, next. Okay, again, being responsible and accountable. This is quite a standard value. Okay, so I'm going to give you some example. Okay, acting in the interest of the customer is that before selling or disputing our product, you must explain. Okay, you must explain all the feature and the risk to the customer. I do come across, as I said just now, I do come across some customer are not very familiar and quite confused. For example, the house owner and householder policy. Okay, a lot of times, house owner, householder is like this. A lot of time, the house owner is insured by the bank because they are taking loan. Okay, so normally the bank will insure the house owner, but the household, the bank never insure for you, for your client. So I have, in my course of my experience, there were times when the customer very angry come to me and say that, hey, how come yesterday there's a windstorm damage to my roof, and then how come only pay the roof and never pay the damage to my cabinet and my kitchen cabinet and all that? So I said, at that time it's under AXA, they insure it through Affin Bank. So I said, yeah, you insured through AXA with Affin Bank, but Affin Bank is just a bank, and when they affect the policy, they only cover your house owner, your building. Whatever is content, they won't know. It's not fair for them to know, and the bank also don't know what you have down inside there. So you have to insure it separately under householder. Okay, so now that is what it means. When your client is not aware that they can insure the householder, a lot of them don't know. They thought the house owner is come with householder. See, there's a lot of confusion out there, and then many times when only loss, when there's a loss happen, only they make grouses and they complain. Okay, so by then it's already too late because they never insure it. Okay, so basically always advise carefully to your customer before you sell to them. Okay, house owner is only for the building, householder is on the content. Yes, you already have a house owner by your bank because you're still taking loan from them, but how about your householder? Your householder could be equally as important as your house owner. Just explain to them. All right. Then number 2 is to comply with laws and regulation. Okay, like I say, we are very law abiding. We have to follow and comply with all the laws and guideline by the authority. Next. Okay, so all information. Okay, now with e-invoicing, For those of you who just joined us, you'll miss out a very important topic on e-invoicing in the morning. So basically, e-invoicing, in moving forward, e-invoicing, you need to collect a lot of information from your client. Okay, so always treat them very, very confidentially and try to put it in lock safe. Okay, never save it in your phone because your phone can be easily hacked. Okay, so always keep a hard copy, save it in the file, and make sure that it's under a locked cabinet. Right. Maintaining market integrity. Okay, so what I'm going to repeat this is that whenever we do a business, we must have maintain trust integrity. Okay, we do not take action which will undermine the transparency and the fairness. Okay, so we also at the same time we try to not to allow anybody to abuse the market or the system, right? So we in other words, we do not condone to all this any hanky panky thing. Okay, let's be professional. Next. Okay, managing conflict of interest. I've already mentioned this. Again, always make sure that whatever business that you do, always let us know if you have any form of conflict of interest in your business dealing. Okay, next, item 6. Okay, you must be open and transparent. Okay, then operating business in a responsible manner. Okay, again, is a repetitive. We will deal with all parties with fair and ethical behavior. We do business in ethical manner. Okay, it's always utmost good faith, and we do business in a very professional way, so to speak. Next. I mentioned this. I'm going to mention it again. Try to get your AMI if you can. Your PCIEA is not good enough. Okay, that is just a very simple test to ensure that you can get a license. But if you want to be a very professional, you should obtain this AMI qualification. Okay. Then you have to be fair and respect everybody. Okay, employees, colleagues, suppliers, agents, everybody in the industry. Because insurance is a very professional industry. I'm not sure why the public don't accord us the kind of response, that kind of respect. Okay, for example, when I was in England, I visit one of my friends. My friend is an agent in England. When you are in England, the agent, broker, they are same category as lawyers. They are that because the society look up to them, because these are the people that interpret the law. Yes, you're interpreting the law. Actually, what is law? Law is a guideline written in a book form, and then the lawyer just apply this law to fight for somebody. Insurance law is the same. It's a document. The wording, the policy is a document, and the agent and the broker are interpreting this document. So it's the same. They have the same ranking, same respect as a lawyer. Okay, but in Malaysia, of course, not really. We don't get that kind of respect. But we should upgrade our own self so that the society will have more respect for us. Okay, because we are professional. Being responsible and accountable, again, this is a very universal value. Everybody needs to do that in order to have a sound business acumen and a sound business practice moving forward for a better society. Okay, next. Okay, so before I go to whistleblowing, this is slide number 40, right, Jackson?
Yes.
Okay, slide number 40. As I promised to you, we stop at slide 40. We will take a break for 15 minutes, and we'll come back at now it's 11:20, right? 11:20. So we'll come back at 11:35. Come on. Okay, 11:35. We'll come back to continue. All right.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
All right.
basically it's quite long already. Therefore, that's why I said in England, especially in England, the respect for the insurance agent and insurance broker are quite high. They are more or less the same level as a lawyer. Okay, but of course you need to have a qualification, right? Okay, so now coming back to the qualification, somebody asked me how to register and that. AMI stands for Association of Malaysia Institute. The office is at Jalan Semantan, Damansara Height. Okay, in here in KL. So you either you have to come here to register, or I'm not sure you can register. I believe you can register online. You can go to mii.com.my. Okay, yeah. Then you just register to take the exam. Then you can pick the topic that you want. So like I say, I'm going to show you all the book that I've written. This is liability book. Liability book I wrote in 2015. Okay. And then Marine Cargo 2017. Okay, so they are using my book as the syllabus. So good luck to you all. All right, let's continue. So I'm going to off my camera because I want to save the network line. So I'll share my slide.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Can see my slide?
So far not yet.
Oh, Jackson, every time I share the slide, it goes buffering.
Is it?
It goes buffering. Yeah, he doesn't want me to show the slide.
No, I think it's because the slide is too heavy. I think
Too heavy.
Yes.
Can see it, yeah?
No.
Okay, there's one more question. In the event of a dispute, man, again, can read the question, Jackson? In the event of a dispute, New Sakura Venture asked this question. In the event of a dispute, man, again. Now my as I download it, as I open sharing my file now, it's stuck already.
Come, Peter.
That one is in the event of a misrepresentation of information or material fact, will the claim be payable? Something like that, right? New Sakura Venture, you asked this question. So basically it's like this. I have to be very honest with you all. If your material fact is not properly revealed to the underwriter in the beginning of the policy, in the proposal form especially you put in some fake information. Okay, I'm going to go back to the story of the machine, the second-hand machine from Taiwan. Okay, so last time, this is a real case. Last time when I was a young man, when I started my insurance career, I was servicing the Taiwanese unit for one of my former company. I don't want to mention their name. And we have a lot of Taiwanese clients. So what happened? The Taiwanese client is they import the machine as new machine from their home country, but actually it's an old machine. They just paint new only. So when they bring it here, they insure very high, and then after they because at that time the government allowed them, I think, 5 years free tax. The moment the 5 year free tax period is over, they burn their factory. Yes, this is what they did. So they are not very ethical, and then a lot of insurance company paying the second-hand machine, but they pay as new. So because it's still all 5 years, still under reinstatement value, so it's all for new. So they get the cash and they all cash out. So basically, these are very unethical people, and they are doing that. They were doing that those days, and it cost a lot of insurance company a lot of money. Okay, so basically that's what it means. So always provide again utmost good faith. Tell the truth, absolutely the truth, honestly and transparently. Okay. So now I'm going to go to this topic, whistleblowing. Should you or your client or whoever, if you have noticed any wrongdoing, okay, or any wrongdoing, please inform us, because by informing us, you are protected under the Whistleblowing Act. Okay, next slide, Jackson. The next slide will show you. Okay, so who to inform to? These two. AC is audit committee at january.com.my, and compliance at january.com.my. So whatever things that you feel that is wrong, for example, you suspect some bribery or some corruption happening, please inform them. Okay, next. Okay, so like I say, as a whistleblower, you will be protected, and you will not be whatever information that is given to us will be strictly confidential. Next. Okay. Again, before we move on, let's do a brain exercise. How to report a misconduct? How to report it? Anybody know the answer? How to report? So basically, how to report is don't need to call the police actually. In order to report is just to let's show the answer. The answer is email to them. Okay, you must email to them, not to the MO. Must email straight to them, the AC, audit committee, or the compliance. All right, always remember this. You can take a photo of this, so that if you notice anything, okay, please report to them. Okay, next. Customer protection. Okay, now we come to the part 2 already, customer protection. Okay, let's go through in the interest of time. Okay, so part 2, there are 6 sections. I will go through one by one. Next. So basically, there's going to be a lot of repetition of what I've said just now. Okay, but you need to just remember a few things. That is, when you come to financial consumer, means our client. Financial consumer can be if you buy a policy from us, or you buy a policy from life insurance or Takaful insurance, or also if you are a customer of a bank. Okay, FSP stands for financial service provider. Financial service provider can be bank, can be Takaful insurance, Takaful company, life company, or general insurance company. Okay, so all of us are under FSP. Okay, now the client must not be subject to unfair discriminatory practice. I'm going to share one example with you. Somebody asked me, if we sell a medical policy, and the age band is older age, so we charge higher than a younger age. Isn't it unfair and discriminatory? Okay, so now my answer is this. Unfair and discriminatory means that we pick up a certain group of people. Whereas for the age, is everybody belong to an age group or belong to a gender group. Let's say, for example, I'm a male. I'm 57 years old. So that is a material fact. I cannot escape from that. I'm not being the insurance company is not discriminated against me. The insurance company has their own guideline to follow. So if their guideline is that if I'm 57, I'm male, so my premium is 10,000, it's 10,000. You know, that is their guideline. It's not discriminatory. They are charging everybody who is male, 57-year-old, is 10,000. So it's fair. This is what it means. Okay. This is being fair. Okay. Then somebody asked me, hey, how come the female you charge higher and the female? Oh, okay. Again, that is based on the underwriting guide. That is based on the statistic of the insurance company. So every insurance company, they have their statistic. They have their actuarial scientists to calculate out the risk. So if you are a female, I'm sorry, don't be angry. If you are a female and if you are 57 years old, chances are maybe you will have a slightly more expensive insurance. I don't know, maybe, or lesser. Okay, so it's all depending on individual companies' track record, their claims record, and also their what call it, their what's the word, their underwriting data. Okay, so they have all the data. They know exactly, you know, if you are at this age group, okay, you're gonna have, you know, what is your claim ratio and all that. They all have all the data. Okay, so we can escape. All right, so this is what it means, right? Now, number three is you must provide with clear, relevant, timely information for them to make an informed decision. Okay. Another word is whatever policy that they are buying, okay, what they are buying, you must explain to them carefully, because you have to inform them of the cost, the risk, the exclusion, the limitation, and so on and so forth. Okay, so basically, don't tell them that all policy are the same. No, not all policy are the same. Different. Each company the policy cover differently. All right. So always inform them accordingly. Next page. Okay, continue. Okay, staff, representative, agent of financial services must exercise due care, skill, and diligence. Okay, this is a repeat of our core value. Financial consumer receive suitable advice recommended to take into account their financial need and circumstance. Okay, this is more towards the life policy, because we do receive a lot of complaint when I was in AXA those days. AXA life policy, they want to terminate the policy because auto deduction on a monthly basis, some of them, they cannot sustain the policy. So they want to surrender the policy. All right. So when they surrender the policy, we have to ask question, why are you surrendering a policy, sir? Then most of the time they will tell us, oh, sorry, I can't afford the monthly installment anymore because I have other commitments. So basically, this is more to life policy. When the consumer, you must make sure that they are in that affordability category before you sell a policy to them. All right. Likewise, for our PA, let's say, for example, if you sell a PA, if you know that the person is a blue collar worker, don't approach them to sell the 3 million ringgit PA, because you know for sure that they can't afford it. Okay, so basically that's what this is all about. You must exercise certain consideration to their background and their financial ability to sustain and their financial needs. Financial consumer complaint and claims are handled in prompt, fair, and effective manner. Okay, so I'm going to mention this one thing. Everybody, please take note that there is this company called OFS. It's not a company, it's a body. The OFS stands for Ombudsman for Financial Services. I'm going to share this report. Okay, can you see? Okay, so it's OFS. Their logo is like that. You can Google search for them. So they are located at Menara Takaful, Malaysia, Jalan Nasional KL, or you can contact them via their webpage, www.ofs, orang f Finland s Singapore, okay, .org.my. Okay, so basically what they do is like this. They are there to assist your customers should they feel unhappy about the claim. Okay, let's say, for example, just now there's one question about the claim. So if your client is unhappy, your client is feeling that they are not being fairly treated, they can always contact them. You can always Google search the phone number. You can call them and ask them for advice. Okay, it's free of charge. Okay, next. Okay, I think this is a repeat. Okay, next. Do you know what are the desired? Okay, yes. Desired behavior. Okay. Again, there's going to be a lot of repetition. So, first thing first is should not recklessly, negligently, or deliberately mislead financial consumer or advantage or disadvantage of any financial service or product. Okay. So, never do that. Okay. Like I say, this one I can quote the example I mentioned just now of all this policy. Don't go and tell your client that all this everything come out sama kala cover no, not really. There are 20 exclusion on there, so you must read the exclusion. Don't tell the customer because it's all this policy everything is covered. No, it's not. Assist the customer in approach for terms that he does not understand before signing a contract. Okay, and this is where your professionalism comes in, and this is where I urge you all to have your AMII, because you must be able to explain exactly what the contract is, what are the proposal form are. You must be able to help the client to fill in exactly and accurately. Okay, so don't leave anything blank. Make it very professional. Make sure that you are aware of your product before you sell to them. Okay. Do not exert undue pressure or influence any product to acquire financial service product. Okay. Another thing is that you can advise, but you cannot force. You cannot force your customer to buy certain things. For example, I'm going to give a very simple example of the driver PA. Driver PA. 2 days ago in KL, in a heavy downpour, there is a big tree fall onto a car, and the driver inside the car, because it's a traffic jam, so the car cannot move. The car sit down there, the driver cannot move, the car cannot move, and the tree just fall onto him, and he died on the spot. Okay, now, if that particular person, when he signed up the motor policy, if the agent is clever enough, smart enough to tell them, hey, actually, sir, since you have a motor policy, why don't I add a PA for you? If the client say yes, I add the PA, then his family now will be compensated. If that day the guy said, I don't want the PA, I don't need the PA. So the agent cannot force him to buy, so don't sell him. What happened? Now today he's dead, his family doesn't have a cent, zero money. The funeral cost is now for Chinese is around in KL easily is 20,000 funeral cost. So how? Die already. Not a single cent can get. So another word is you can advise your client to take up a cover, but you cannot force them to take up a cover. So if they don't want to take up a cover, it's their own loss. Because in the event of a loss, in the event of accident like this, so is there anybody to blame? Nobody to blame but themselves. Because that day he wants to save the 60 ringgit, he doesn't want to buy the PA. So unfortunately, it happened. Okay, what is PDS? PDS stands for Product Disclosure Sheet. Okay, you can have this Product Disclosure Sheet from our webpage, our website, or our portal. Please download it. Please print out a copy, because this is a summary of the coverage of the policy. Like I say, I agree that nobody reads the policy wording because it's too thick, too technical. But this PDS is a summary, so it's good enough. At least you give a copy to your client. And insurance, there is this term, this doctrine called caveat emptor. What does it mean? It means that the buyer must beware. Let the buyer beware. The buyer must know what they are buying. So the buyer must know what is it, what is the coverage. Okay. So just now there's one question regarding the tree. Okay, the tree, if I'm not mistaken, you have to do an extension. You have to buy the natural convulsion extension. If you don't have, sorry, it's not payable. Okay. But that guy died in a PA, it's a PA policy. If he died PA, then it's covered. Okay. All right. So next, other example of desired behavior, always preserve the confidentiality. Okay, again, just now, if you were to attend Lee Kuan's training, you know that you're going to collect a lot of information from the client from moving forward after the e-invoicing after August. You have to collect a lot of information from the client, a lot of personal data, personal information. Please treat it confidentially. And always exercise due care, skill, and diligence whenever you deal with a financial consumer. Okay, so basically it's a repetition of what our core value is. Okay, next. Jackson. Okay, now let's do another round of brain exercise. What are the desired behavior to ensure a fair treatment to customer? Deliberately mislead or do not exert undue influence? Okay, A or B? Come on, everybody. Northern region. Northern region is, there's a lot of smart people. For example, the Singapore future Prime Minister is actually from Taiping, from the northern region. So you all can have a Wakil Singapore as a Prime Minister. Smart people. Okay, very good. A lot of B. Good job. What is the answer, Jackson? The answer is B. Thank you so much for your participation. All right, correct. Good job. Next. Now we go to section 2. Okay, section 2, prohibited business. Okay, now this is very, very real. Conduct that is misleading or deceptive. Later, I'm going to give you one example. Prohibited to induce or attempting to induce a financial consumer to do an act or omit to do an act. Okay, this is the one that I said about not giving the material fact, not providing the material fact. For example, my case on the second-hand machine and also the case on the asthma for the people who want to go travel to Nepal or Tibet. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to share with you a real life example. Okay. Next. Okay. Should not claim that any policy that has been authorized or endorsed by anybody. Okay. A lot of times, many times I saw these people, they say that they read somewhere that they say somebody buy a policy and then this policy is no good, things like that, especially on the investment link under AXA Life those days. Okay, so basically some of them, they are from competitor, so they want to talk bad about AXA Life policy, so they say, oh, AXA Life no good. So basically these are all very bad, very negative. We should not be doing that. All right, no, we do not do that. If you are selling generally policy and there is some shortcoming, please do not disclose it to the public. You must come back to us and tell us, sorry, this is, in your opinion, this is shortcoming. Okay, we do not do all this negative, so-called, endorse all the false claim. Okay, never do that. And then never falsely represent financial right, entitlement or right to redress. Okay, so for your info, your customer have the right to have access to the OFS. Again, I'm going to show you this photo. You can get this information if you go to any of our branch office. You can see there is a OFS big poster down there. Take the photo of that big poster. Make sure that you give that poster, that poster after you snapshot, WhatsApp to your customer. Make sure that they are aware, they can go there and complain if they have any grouses. Okay, we are all very professional, we are very transparent. If they are not happy with certain thing, they can always go there to make complaint. Okay, go to your branch office after this in the afternoon, go and take the photo, or ask your branch manager or MO to take a photo of that poster and send it to you all. Okay, misrepresenting the benefit, advantage, condition of physical financial services, including another FSC financial product. Okay, so in other words, you cannot, okay, this one I mentioned earlier, our AXA Life, because certain life company, they are competitors, so they mention bad about our companies, our AXA Life policy. So this is what it means. Okay, should not misrepresent. Okay, and then never induce a person in the insurance contract to misrepresent or omit a material fact. Okay, the material fact just now, again, I'm going to mention again and again. If you are travel, if you have any underlying illness, please make known to the underwriter. If the underwriter accept, good, fine, no dispute. If the underwriter don't accept, then at least you can get cover from elsewhere, rather than you think that rather than when in the event of a loss and an accident, only you know that it's not covered because you got underlying illness. All right, next. Okay, now exerting undue pressure or influence. Again, I'm going to mention this because you can always advise. Okay, I'm going to share one real life example with you. when I was doing sales, I accompany one of my agent to a place in Kajang. It's a hilly side. It's on the top of the. It's not the top of the hill, but it's slightly on the high side. So we present our, because it's the first time we went there, so we got a shop lot and things like that. So they are doing food packaging and all that. Okay, fine, simple risk, SME, a few 100,000, some insured for the product and all that. So we, when we present our policy, our coverage to them, we always put in all the perils, flood, landslide, windstorm, everything we put down there. Then I remember the customer telling us, saying that, hey, if Kajang is flooded, the whole country is flooded. It's because it's on a hill. Okay, so he doesn't want to take the flood cover, but he take the landslide cover. I still remember he take the landslide cover because it's on a hillside. He take the landslide cover. He take the windstorm cover because on a hillside you got a lot of wind. Okay, the mountain will affect the wind, so you're gonna have a lot of windstorm problem. And he did not take up the flood cover because you see, if his shop lot is flooded, then the whole country is flooded. Okay, fine. So we take up, and we make sure that he's aware, and we calculate the premium, take out the flood, because flood is very expensive, 0.086. So we take out the flood cover, and he happily pay the lesser premium because he got a lot of saving on the flood. So happy. Really, 7 months down the road, there is a flood. How the flood happened? In front of his shop lot, there's a drain, and somebody threw a mattress in the drain, and that the night before, it was a weekend, 2 nights continue rain, and the rainwater seep into his office. It's a very small level only, I think less than 6 inches slip into office. But because he's doing food product, ground floor, he keep all his food stuff. When the food stuff mixed with flood water, total loss, contamination, total loss. Few 100,000 food stuff, total loss, because he didn't include flood cover, therefore he didn't. So basically what I'm trying to say is this: you can always advise them, you can always give them example, but you cannot force them to buy. So that guy, we never force him to buy, and he didn't buy, so of course he cannot claim. All right, so that's what it means. Then the next item is, you cannot demand payment for your services. It should never. So just now, there's in the morning, somebody asked about the what do you call it? You have this service runner's fee, okay? And I'm not sure whether this is allowed under the law. So honestly, I'm not sure. It's a common practice. Yes, I know it's a common practice. Everybody pay 10 ringgit or something like that to the runner to do, but I'm not sure whether it's allowed under the law. As far as we are concerned, you are our agent, you only receive your commission 10%, 15%, or 25% of the policy that you sell. If you want 25%, you make sure you sell PA, you get 25%. If you want 15%, make sure you sell fire or related, then you get 15%. If you sell purely motor, you only get 10%. You cannot get anything more. So I'm not sure if you, whatever the fees that you charge, the inspection fee, the runner's fee, I'm not sure whether it's recognized under the law. So when e-invoicing comes in, when you have to do your own e-invoicing to all these people, you have to make sure that it is in compliance with the law. Okay, that's what this slide is all about. Next. Hey. Okay, this is a good example of the PA cover just now, as I mentioned. Somebody mentioned in the chat saying that, hey, if that guy doesn't buy the natural combustion, the branch fall onto his car, damage, not covered. Yes, it's not covered. But if you have a PA, he died as an accident, yes, it's covered. The PA portion is covered. So that's why I said, always importantly, you must tell your client, whenever you drive on the road. Okay, I'm going to share a very scary statistic for you. 2 years road accident, big and small, almost 900 cases, 900,000 cases for 2 years. You can check the Google search, you can Google search the JPJ information. 2 years, the 900,000 accident on the road transport, big and small. So it's always prudent to have a PA. PA is, we cannot force them to buy, but we must encourage them to buy. Give them an example of this case recently, yesterday, the day before yesterday, where the 3 hit somebody. You are stuck in the jam. You cannot move. You cannot run. You don't know that the tree on top of you can collapse on you. You do so from now on. Every time when you stuck in the jam, you make sure you look around. There's trees or not. No, really. Seriously, you have to be alert. Don't play your handphone while in the jam. You play your handphone and you ignore the rest. No, you must pay attention. From now on, whenever I drive, if I can, I'll try to drive under where there is a rail. You know, in KL, there's a lot of rail line. On top of me, there's rail line. I make sure when I'm in the jam, I make sure that my car is under there because it's now the trees are very old in KL. A lot of trees. Yesterday again, there's one old tree fell in Jalan Raja Chulan, following the day before. Okay, but the second yesterday one not so serious now. Nobody died. Next. Okay. All right. So basically, this is the one that is Bank Negara do not allow us to work with another insurance company, so to speak, to fix feature or terms on any product. Okay. So basically, each company has their own underwriting terms and condition. We just do our own business, and we cannot be in a way try to influence anybody to collude or to fix a higher premium or loading or whatever. Okay, so this is what it means. Next. Okay. Okay, agreement between SSP. Maybe you can go through that again. Jackson, go back one slide. Okay, meaning we work together. FSP stands for financial service provider, meaning let's say insurance company and banks, or with leasing company, or among us insurance company. Okay, this is what it means. So we should not be colluding, or we should not be the Malay word say pakat to charge higher premium upload. We cannot do that. All right. Okay, now let's come to another round of brain exercise. Simple quiz. Okay, what are the probable business conduct? A, B, or C? Come on, modern people, modern region people. C? C? A, B, or C? This one a bit tricky. It can be more than one. All?
All.
All? Good. Anybody else? All? Okay. Anybody else? All? All? All. Okay, good. So the answer is, Jackson, show the answer. All of the above. Congratulations. That's what I said. Northern region people very smart. Okay, next. Let's continue. Now it's 12 o'clock already. Okay. Okay, let's go on. So this is going to be a repeat of what I've said just now. So we should not mislead or misrepresent it. We should not misrepresent the information. We cannot be discriminative. We cannot prohibit unreasonable business practice. Okay, we must have equitable contract term, and we must increase the awareness of policyholders. So basically, all these are just a repeat of what I've said just now. Okay, so we move on. Jackson. Okay, for example, false advertising. Okay, never make false advertisement. Next. False information. Okay, again, advertisement or a statement or announcement which is false. Never do that. Next. Okay, never collude with anybody, and never use coercive method to sell policy. You can advise, but you cannot force. Okay, no undue pressure. Next. Okay, unfair discrimination. Okay, I already explained this in detail just now. Certain policy, we are not being unfair, but this is just being following our underwriting guide. Okay, next. Misrepresentation. Okay, never make false or fraudulent claim. Okay, in order in the purpose of obtaining money, a commission, or any other benefit. Okay, if you should come to know this, please inform our compliance. Okay, just now the compliance email, just inform them under the whistleblowing act. Okay, preventing the person with any insurance from stating material fact. Okay, again, all material fact must be made known to the insurance company. Next. Unfair contract terms. Okay, you should not. Okay, what this is more towards those online and people buy on installment. For example, the life policy. Okay, the life policy where there's an auto debit and auto credit every month, auto debit on the credit card. Make sure that it's all properly provided and it's all properly informed to the client where this that they are aware. Okay, especially on the predetermined deadline on the credit card. Make sure that the credit card is in order and there is some fund inside there for them to pay the premium. Disclosure. Okay, so again, as an agent of us, you must honestly tell your client what are the policy. Use the product disclosure sheet, and also you must inform that they can go to OFS. Okay, OFS stand for Ombudsman Service, Financial Service, for them to lodge any complaint or any unhappiness. Right? Then the policy disclosure, all the information that you have must be made known to the insurance company. Okay, you must refer to all the policy, and like I say, nobody reads the policy, never mind, but at least you must give them the PDS, product disclosure sheet. At least they are aware what are the coverage. Next. Okay, now we come to the item 80, slide 80, guideline on product transparency and disclosure. We will take a 10-minute break so that we come back at 12:20 to continue our last segment. Okay, the last segment is going to be a bit short. Don't worry, because it's only like 30 slide only. We will come back at 12:20. Thank you so much.
Okay.
In the chat.
So far, no.
No. I answer all already, right?
Yes. You answer all.
Okay. All right, so let's continue. Jackson, thank you.
Oh, okay. I share my slide.
Okay, thank you.
Hang on.
No problem. Because I promised everybody we try to finish by 1 o'clock. Okay, now slide number 81. Okay, good. Transparency guideline on product transparency and disclosure. Okay, come next. Okay, so basically, all insurance product other than medical and health insurance, the name and the address of the intermediary and the insurance underwriting policy must be disclosed to the customer. Okay, if you are operating from if you have a shop lot, as I mentioned just now, then it's quite easy. But if you do not have, if you are operating from a house, if you're just doing working from home, so you must make sure that your customer is aware the nearest office. Okay, during the term of contract, to ensure that customer is given sufficient open notice. This is about renewal notice. And normally our renewal notice is always 2 months in advance. Okay, you should receive your renewal notice 2 months in advance. If you do not receive it, kindly inform your MO or your branch manager accordingly. All right. Third, advertisement must be clear and not misleading. Okay, you can do advertisement, but however, if I were you, please refrain from doing it, because always refer to our brochure as our advertisement. Okay, if you want to do any business online, you want to introduce any product, always ask them to refer to our brochure rather than design yourself. Okay, so that is the safest part. Use our brochure as your material for advertisement. Next, you can get the brochure from our office, also from the portal. You can just download. Okay, next. Now, this on market value and things like that. Okay, so Bank Negara has informed us that there's a lot of clauses, especially when it comes to claim, when the market value is lower than the insured value, and there's always a disproportion discussion on this, because basically, as far as we are concerned, when we sell insurance, the mark is always based on market value. Okay, you cannot base on the loan amount, because the loan amount is never adequate, and the loan amounts can be higher, can be lower than the market value. So always, to be on the safe side, always check in the ISM what is the market value. Now, if worse come to worse, you cannot agree on the market value, or you feel that the market value is too low or whatever, always bring up to your MO and to the branch manager, so that the underwriter can give you an agreed value. Okay, next slide. Next slide, Jackson. So basically, if you base on agreed value, then there's no more argument really. So because the agreed value is a value that is given by the underwriter, and in the event of a claim, the full agreed value must be paid. Okay, so in order to avoid all the argument and all that, please go on agreed value. If there's no, if the market value, let's say, if it is too low, in accordance to the sum insured that you want to insure. Next. Okay, last section already. Come. Okay, so basically, whatever. Come. Next. Okay, so in the event you lost any of your customer data, okay, how would you lose your customer data? Okay, if you store your customer data on your phone, okay, then you lost your phone, or your phone being hacked, then you lost all the data. If you've saved all your data of your customer in your laptop, okay, or your home computer, desktop. So when your laptop or your desktop are being corrupted or being hacked, then all your data is lost. That is a loss of data. Or you keep all those in a physical form. Let's say you photocopy you keep file, put in a cabinet, everything nicely. Then suddenly at night there is a flood, and the flood water damage all your paper document. Okay, this also loss of data. So when you have this kind of experience, please report to compliance@generali.com.my, so that the data of your respective client are being preserved and well protected. Okay, so basically, and you can always ask for a copy of the lost data from us. Okay, but first you must inform us why you lost the data. That's very important. Okay, and there's one unlikely scenario, but it happens also, is when you put all the client's information, you print all the document, especially the contract. They do a CR, they want to buy a contract, they give you the CV, the contract value, all the BQ, everything. Then you put in a bag, and your briefcase, you left it in your car, and you go and eat somewhere. You go and eat the Penang Char Kway Teow, because Penang Char Kway Teow have to wait very long. So by the time you come back, your car has been stolen. Okay, and your briefcase is lost. It happened. We have cases. So this is also considered a loss of data or customer data. Okay, next. See, basically, prohibited business conduct, misleading, induced, putting undue pressure on customer to sell a product, there will be a penalty. Yeah, very serious. It can be up to 10 million or 5 years, or both, under the Financial Services Act. Okay, section 12124 and schedule 7. Okay, data entry, unauthorized, alter, extract, conceal, destroy, or false entry, up to 25 million, or imprisonment up to 8 years, or both. So these are all very serious matter. If you were to conceal or you alter any information of your client, sorry, you're on your own already. Nobody can protect you. You have to make sure that you have saving of up to 25 million to bail you out. Okay, next. And CBC requirement. If you breach CBC, actually you can be fined up to 5 million. Okay, so again, like I say, all of you are collecting the money on behalf of insurance company. The moment you collect the money, quickly remit to the insurance company. Don't hold, because you may breach the CBC, and this will be your penalty. Okay, next. Okay, now I come to the last section of the topic is on sanction. So we're gonna go through quickly on the sanction issue. Sanction issue is basically there are three main topic. Okay, let's go through it. Okay, sanction. Okay, so what happened when the sanction is breached? So if we were to conduct a business with a sanctioned country or sanctioned person or sanctioned company, we will be fined. Okay, these are all the real case where some companies are being fined, being penalized because of they carry out business with sanctioned country. Okay, next. So next. Okay, so how do we know? Okay, so basically they are very simple. First thing first is the country. You must know the country, and then second you must know the goods and the services or the company. Then next is the person. Okay, we're gonna go. I'm gonna explain later. Come in the next slide. You're gonna see. Okay, so basically, as a country, these are the few conditions. These are the few entities that can sanction people. Show the next slide. They show a clearer picture. Next slide will show you a clearer picture. Okay, you can see the Malaysian government. Okay, you can see the United States, you can see European Union, you can see the United Nations. Okay, basically all these entity they can put a sanction on somebody, right? Okay, I'm not going to mention name, but somebody, if they were to have a sanction on you as a personal, you cannot travel overseas and you are being barred from going overseas. Okay, but in Malaysia, in Malaysia, the Ministry of Home Affairs is the one that is monitoring that. Minister of Finance or Minister of International Trade and Industry also are monitoring that. Okay, so you know what happened. Let's say for example you have a outstanding tax and you want to travel overseas, then when you are at immigration they will stop you. Okay, so that's one of the sanctions also. Okay, next. So basically what we do is we do sanction screening before we do our business. Next. Okay, so what are the sanction screening? So basically there are 3 steps. First thing is when you establish the relationship, when you want to sell a policy to somebody, you must make sure that which country they belong to. If they say I'm coming from Iran, you better don't do. If they say I'm coming from Israel, you better lucky don't do. Okay, that is the first step. Second step is after you do, let's say you don't know and your staff don't know and your staff key in already information. What happened? Okay, we will do a screening at our end and we will, if we found out that that particular person is under the sanction list, we will terminate the policy. Okay, so that is what we will do. Next. So basically, you must immediately inform us so that we need to reject the customer, and we must inform the government so that all his money are being frozen, all the money in his bank on the block transaction wherever. Because you know why? Because all these people are here to launder the money laundering. So we want to prevent that. Okay, so it's a very serious offense, and we have to do this. Again, remember this number, this email address, compliance@generali.com.my. If you should come across any, please notify them immediately. Okay, or inform your MO or your branch manager. Next. Okay, it's a very serious matter. So any violation will result in us being fined. Okay, so it's a very heavy penalty. Again, if you suspect anything, don't delay, immediately inform us. Okay, especially relating to money laundering. How you want to know especially money laundering? Very simple only. If they were to buy a PA policy, very high sum insured, and they are from the extension country, let's say they are from Kenya. Is it Kenya or Sudan? Okay, or they are from Iran or from North Korea. Then that also should rise us very heavy suspicion. Immediately inform us. Okay, immediately inform the compliance@generali.com.my immediately. Next. Okay, so now I'm gonna share with you this situation. Let me have your opinion. Let's say X and Y is a sanctioned person. Okay, X is from Yemen and Y is from Israel, and Z is from Singapore. Let's say lah. Then they form a company A. So do you think the company A should be sanctioned or not? Yes or no? Come on, test your general knowledge. This is brain exercise time. What do you think? X is from Israel, Y is from Sudan, and Z is from Singapore. So basically, they form a company A. So what do you think? If company A is under a sanction list or not? Yes or no? No? Okay. Any more? Everybody gone out to lunch already. Okay, now, since nobody is answering, let's show the answer. Yes, because Y is controlling the company. He got more than 30%. So he's controlling the company. Therefore, Y is under a sanction list. Therefore, this company is under sanction. Remember just now I mentioned it's country, company, and person. Okay, now let's look at the country. But this country is quite outdated. It's 2022. So you need to update it. You want to see the update version, you go to Google search, sanction country, then you can see all the lists. Okay, so these 10 are the most serious. Okay, remember them. The next 10 is not that serious, but still under a sanction, certain sanction condition. And the last list is also similar. Okay, I'm very surprised Hong Kong is one of them. Okay, but it is. All right. So basically, it will affect all your shipment there, your cargo there. If you have a shipment or cargo, or you want to travel there or to all these places, please make sure that it's make known to the underwriter. Okay, especially if you have a marine cargo sending there. Okay, so the underwriter will need to inform you that, okay, you cannot go there directly, but you can go to the nearest port or something. They will give you advice. All right, they will cover you up to the nearest port or wherever. So basically, like I say, these 29 countries, this list is outdated. This is 2022. Please go to the website and check sanction country, especially the first list. The first list is very, very, very serious. Okay, the second list and third list not that. Okay, but first list is very serious. Okay, next. It will affect your marine cargo as well. Okay. Now, generally, is committed in complying with the relevant international financial and trade sanction legal and regulatory requirement. Indirect risk, circumventions, facilitation, providing support, and causing a violation, all are not allowed. Okay, so you cannot insure them, you cannot circumvent it, you can facilitate, or you cannot provide support in any cost at all. Okay, let's say you have an Israel person coming to buy insurance, you cannot sell it to him, you cannot facilitate for him to buy from other company, also cannot. That's what it means. Okay, next. Okay, so basically, you cannot circumvent it and you cannot facilitate it, helping a client to avoid. No, cannot do that. All right. So please, like I say, try to, every time you meet a foreigner, try to look at the sanction list and see whether they are in the sanction list or not. If they are, please avoid them. Okay, no point doing business with them. Next. Okay, golden rules. Don't worry. We have the system to screen through the sanctioned person in our office. So you can always run. And then for your information, some of the Malaysian are also under sanction list because of their involvement in some terrorist group. They are. So what we do is every now and then we'll do a random sanction listing, running the report. And if we were to find out that any of your client is belonging to a terrorist group or a cult or ajaran sesat company, this category or whatever, we will inform you and we have to terminate the policy. Okay, so this is a very serious thing. Like I say, all of us have to comply. Next. Okay, if you were to detect it, thank you very much. Kindly, quickly, immediately inform our compliance at generally.com.my. Okay, you can inform our MO or the branch manager, but it is best that if you quickly email to the compliance at generally.com.my so that they can take further action. All right, always remain vigilant and detect sanction risk element at all costs. Next slide. What happened if the Malaysian policy or foreign policy? Okay, so basically, there are some Malaysian who are also under the sanction list. Like I'm not going to mention their name, but I'm sure you know who they are. So basically, if they are being sanctioned, then fine, then we have to do it. And all the insurance company, in other words, whenever we do business, we must have risk awareness, and our risk, if he's a Malaysian resident or Malaysia, we must have a fund for for their claims, and also likewise for foreign policy. But like I say, foreign policies always look at their nationality. If they are in the sanction list country just now, the 29 of them, please avoid doing business with them. Okay. So I think that's the end of my presentation. I come to the end. Okay, now I'm going to read all your comment or your chat. If you have any, I want to see so that I can address it. Yes, there's a question. Pay multi-service. You raise your hand, meaning you wanna ask a question.
Yes.
Yeah, you can off your mic and you open your mic.
We are talking about professionalism, right? So just wonder, is a general insurance agent can be covered under the PI insurance, or we must have like a AMII, then only we can apply for that? Because we are not FA, right? So how can we do for that?
Professional indemnity, you mean? Professional
Yes,
indemnity.
yes.
Okay, so basically, as a professional, so long as you belong to a professional body, you are considered professional. But let me assure you one thing, Pay multi-service, thank you for your question. If you are representing generally, if you are being sued, you are our agent, we will protect you. Don't worry. I cannot say on behalf of other company, but as a generally agent, you are being protected by us. If you make a wrong advice, you give a wrong advice to your customer, so anything that you made an error, you are representing us, we will protect you. So don't worry.
Oh, so we are part of the generally under.
Yes, you are our family. You are like our sister, our brother. We protect you. Don't worry.
Because like we sell the PI to the customer, but we don't know that we are protected by this insurance actually.
Don't worry. Like I say, you are representing us. What do you call it? Whatever error or omission that you make, if you are being sued, don't worry. We have our lawyer to protect you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So that's the advantage of becoming our agent.
All right, Peter, got question from the chat box.
Actually, we should recognize sanction by UN sanction, but not US and EU. Okay, the reason why we are monitored by US and EU is because generally headquarters is in EU. So actually, our mother company is a European company. All of us are under European control. And as you know, European and US and United Nations, I mean, everybody is all under one team. So we have to comply. If Malaysian PR, but from sanction country, how? Okay, why are they being made Malaysian PR in the first place? Because the authority already approved them, right? So when they are made Malaysian PR for reason being approved by the government, so therefore, let's say for example, they are here to work, or they are here as an ambassador staff or whatever, and the government already granted them PR. Okay, so actually that means their background has been searched by the government already. Okay, so the government already give the green light, so then he's okay. US always sanction other country for their policy. Cannot comment on that. Sorry, I'm not going to touch on that because every country have their own way of doing business or doing things, and I'm not going to comment on US. But like I say, generally belongs to EU, so we have to follow EU's guideline. Any more question?
There is
Okay,
no question on the chat
no
box.
more question, then thank you so much everybody for your attendance. Thank you for your participation. I see you all answered it correctly. That means you are, like I say, smart people. Northern region, congratulations, keep it up, and I will see you again in Q3 when I make my travel around the country. See you everybody. Have your nice lunch.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I will stay for a while.
Thank you, Peter.
Please
See
scan
you
the
in
QR
Penang.
code.
Come
Bye.
again. Okay, bye.
See you in Penang.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
See you all.
So
I will
stay for a
travel
while.
Q3. I'll
Please
do my
scan the
traveling.
QR code for your attendance. Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Bye.
Those are already completed. You may leave yourself.